as your bodies begin, like Orin, to petrify, you look down at your hands, at your chest, as your feet, as chunks begin to gray and start to chip off and fall away and fly into oblivion. And as the Arbiter just cackles, oh, that's one way to solve my problems.
This bastard! Oh, fuck you! Elliot lifts a finger, but like it disintegrates.
As your bodies fade away, disintegrating, really just a wave of panic and uncertainty. You don't know if this was his plan, if this is the Grand Master's plan, if any of this is true. You don't know anything about what's going on. All you know is that your eyes go black as you fade away for a moment. And in that moment, your eyes once again open. As now you stand in a desert of green sand. All around you, the wind whipping, the sand cold to the touch, blasting your face in a stinging manner, very painful to look at. As you look out across the sky, the night sky is black, but filling the sky is almost this sight of beauty, if you weren't so terrified in this moment, of nebulas and stars and planets, and the sand on the horizon is lifting itself up into fingers, and that sand is being pulled into the night sky, creating more stars and more celestial events. As you look around, there is nothing in this desert for what looks like hundreds of miles. As you transfer around and you look, and beneath your feet, the sand is shifting and swaying, and it's a sight to behold as you stand here in this desert, alone, lost, no heading, just looking upon this sight that should, in any other circumstance, might be beautiful, as everything is kind of tinted this mere green here. As you land and your body's kind of not sure how they got here, but you're all together. What do you do?
Try to gather my bearings for a second as this all happened so quickly, and just like reach out. Lockett will reach out her arms and just try to like grab for Toddleheim or Eliana and just make sure they're really there with her.
Yeah, Eliana will grab both and kind of bring them close and huddle.
What just happened? Where are we?
It would appear that we are in the in-between.
I've only heard of this place.
And I'll like step away from the girls and like just like walk off into the sand, just like a short distance away, like kneel and then like run my hands through the shifting sands and then look up into the sky. And I'll be like, Flinry, we are coming.
As you stand here in this desert, Eliana, make me a history check.
Okay.
As you've heard of the mirror, you've heard of this place through the Grandmaster, through being around the Arbiter.
An 8. She's a little distraught.
The name hasn't quite come to you yet of this place. It has a name, this plane. You know that what the Arbiter said is true, though, that people don't really come back from here very often. It's whispers if they do, but you as well have never known anybody who has seen this place or come back from it. So, what do you all do as you look around in the sand?
I am going to try to find some sense of direction. It looks like, as far as my eyesight, my tabaxi eyes can see, I want to see if I can get any sense of direction.
Roll me a survival check, or in nature if you think nature is more appropriate. for what you're trying to do.
Let's try survival.
Oh.
Ooh, not great.
A 6. You can't really discern any sort of direction, any sort of heading. There's no structures here aside from on the horizon, this sand lifting and planets and nebulas in the sky. It just looks like a wasteland. You wouldn't even know where to start.
I'll look back at them and say, "Be calm." And then I'll sit down and like go into sort of like a meditative state and sort of like just connect to everything in the area around me. Sort of like just like feeling all the energy and summoning all the energy and like sort of like reciting some of the tomes that I'd learned in the past and all the rest of it. You can see this certain sound like start swirling up around me and stuff, trying to figure out like where we are and all sorts of magic and figuring out how we're going to proceed and how we're going to get out of there. And then I come up with an answer if I run a history check.
Yeah, roll me a history, or you can also roll me an Arcana check as well. You can do both.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, 25 for the Arcana. What about the history?
Oh, hell yeah. We don't worry about the history.
The history is uncertain to you still. You might have come across something like this in your tomes. Maybe some page about it in a random book somewhere, sometime in your long life. But it doesn't quite, ring out to you. You're not quite sure what this place is, what it's called. But as that sand swirls around you and moves, you feel that sand itself is magical. You get the sense that everything around you is in some way imbued with magic, but the sand specifically is magical in nature. And with a 25, roll me a insight check with disadvantage. Well, with advantage. Because
How do I do it with advantage?
Hold shift while you click it.
Yeah. So what is that insight check you said?
Yeah, insight into this. Okay, with advantage. Dodging a nat 1. 25 on the inside as well.
Oh my god.
You have felt this kind of magic before. I'm not sure if you've practiced in it or dabbled in it in your lifetime, but it's evil in nature. Not necessarily malicious in itself, but evil in nature. As the sand swirls around you, you listen to the sound of the sand moving, and you can just hear screams of people suffering in pain. You can feel that this sand is made of broken souls. Souls of the dead who have been destroyed completely. Nothing left but this sand and whatever imprint the magic leaves.
Okay. So now, I'll bring the powers down. And you see the sound start falling back down gently. And I'll stand up and I'll say, "It's the sand. We have to use the sand to get out of here. Look into the sky, or whatever that seems to be. See how it creates new things. Maybe we can use it to create some way out of here."
Is your friend here?
I don't know.
It's too hard to tell.
Yeah. If he would be here or this still part of him somewhere at least. I don't think he's completely gone.
And I'll look down at the sand, feeling frustrating, this burning anger inside of me. And I'll walk off a little bit more, fall down on my hands and knees, and plunge my fists deep into the sand. And I'll just start crying effectively. And you can see like all the sound like around me just like start vibrating, like it's like going crazy. And I just scream out, Flannery! And like this wave just goes across the sand, basically looking to see if Flannery's there.
Roll me your spell attack. Let me see, what is your spell attack on this character? Oh, what is it? What is your plus to hit? Look.
Just do a firebolt? Or
Yeah, go ahead. Just roll a firebolt because I'm not sure what your the plus to hit is here.
Okay.
Okay, so +6, got it. With a 22.
Dang.
As you pound your fist, attuned to this sand in some way, sensing the magic, sensing the souls, and almost vibrating your soul with the screams of this sand, you plunge your fist in, and the sand begins to part in a way, in a line, not a large part, but it's almost like the bottom has dropped out, and it leads in a way like a crack leading out from you, pointing in a direction.
Ooh.
As you scream, Flannery.
You did it, Tuttleham. This might be the way.
Like I pull my hands out of the sand, like falling back up my ass, just breathing heavily, still like my ears and stuff. Flannery, we're coming.
Head in that direction.
Okay. If you're all agreed to move in that direction, make me perception checks as you move through the sand.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Nat 20! Let's go!
Pretty good.
12.
I'm having a night.
Toddleheim the Great with a nat 20 as you pound your fists into this sand. And as that crack grows, you all decide to move. You walk in that direction for some time. As you're looking around, it doesn't seem like anything's appearing. What looked like a vast horizon still is endless in nature, but it's not quite as flat as you thought. As you walk up and down large sand dunes and around, still following in that heading, kind of lining it up with the celestial events in the sky and having some sort of direction to go. Pretty soon, you start to hear the sounds of grunts and shouts, of snaps, and the sound of a blade ringing out in the sand through the air. This sound just echoes and echoes and echoes. Do you approach it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach,
Stella's like,
I don't know. I'm just here. I'm here to protect everyone and make sure
Chaperone.
it gets done. Yep. And yep.
as you
She's
crest.
just,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say she's definitely taking notes of all this, but like, she's definitely very scared.
As you top over the crest of one of these dunes, you see standing in the sand a figure that looks somewhat familiar to you in some way, but he is not in a good situation right now. As you crest the hill, you see the person you came to find. You see
oh hell yeah!
Flannery surrounded by scorpions. These large scorpions. They look to be made of sand.
That's Flannery? Flannery. You've changed.
We're hitting that target audience again.
Focus.
Oh, sorry.
Baptiste is out, baby!
Oh my god.
You crest over that dude and you take a look at Flannery, who looks changed, but in some ways the same, but now wielding a very large sword, the The sword set ablaze, I assume.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that at this point, this sword is engulfed in a flame that is not red. This flame is nearly the color of the sand, a rich, flickering aqua flame. That is both blade and hilts alike, and it does not seem to be burning Flinry, but this is clearly a raging flame.
All right, Flinry, roll me a perception check.
Does he see us? Does he see us?
It's a 25.
A 25. As these scorpions, as you stand, much like since you've been here over a long time, years, decades, really unsure to you how long you've been here, but you've seen plenty of creature. You remember back to the first day of that minotaur rising from the sand, swirling, as once again another set of these creatures has appeared to you, forming themselves as you wandered this desert into scorpions this time. But as you look past one scorpion on the horizon, after what for you has been years, you see the face first of Toddleheim, and then Locket, and then a stranger that you don't know. What do you do?
So assuming that this scorpion is in fact the one that is in the most direct line of sight to me in this group.
Yep.
Yes, that one there. Flinry will, his expression of kind of exhaustion and maybe fatigue changes to one of confidence. And in this moment takes the greatsword, kind of in a stylish twirl, flips it around a couple of times, and slams the blade into the sand as this aqua jet of flame goes directly into this sand scorpion.
Okay, roll me a hit on that with the sword.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'll be.
Seriously.
God damn.
Flinry didn't freaking
Oh.
do a badass.
Well, I just need it. Should I have done attack roll though?
Yeah, attack with it.
Okay, sorry, that's not correct then. Messed that up. Okay. So 11 to hit.
Okay, 11 to hit. As you slam down this this force of fire, this scorpion is fast. It's right out of the way of it. He's gonna miss, but that line of fire in the sand once again becomes a sheet of glass that you've seen before, a mirror reflecting the heavens above. As now all of you can see this line of just where the sand has been turned to glass here, and I need all of you to roll me initiative.